Okay, good. Hi everyone, good morning. Thanks for coming in this very early morning. Just to share a bit of my slides so I can go through about our Flinders nursing program for you. But if any question, feel free to ask. There's a little bit bright on my side. Need to close this. I hope slightly better, not much, but yeah. Okay, I'm assuming that my slide is currently shown to every one of you. They can look into my presentation slide for now. Da, da, da. Let me have a look. Okay. PowerPoint. Nice. So, it's a bit introductions about myself. My name is Mason, and I'm the regional manager for Flinders University, who look after Southeast Asia. So, originally, a bit of myself before we start the sessions. I'm from Malaysia, especially Penang. So Penang is actually so I moved to Adelaide to study my bachelor degree back then, and it's quite lucky because of the policy, the job opportunity there. The state government, they are very welcoming international students to stay in Adelaide after they finish their studies. I'm quite lucky that after I finish my bachelor degree, I'm able to live and stay, and now I'm based in Adelaide in Australia. So, if some of you never heard about Adelaide, this is one of the things that I want to share with you. Is last year Adelaide has named the most beautiful city in the world by Architecture Digest. So this is some of the students' lifestyle that your students can expecting. It's a Nobel Prize winning state. It's Australia's smart city, and there's a direct flight from Malaysia Airline, from Batak Airline, from Singapore Airline if your students are coming to Adelaide to study. And the reasons, years ago, I decided to study my degree in Adelaide is because of the cost of living. So this cost of living is a calculators coming from the Austrade website. So Austrade, as you might know, they are the federal government agency that support international education in Australia. They come out with the calculator, and from there you can actually see that Adelaide cost of living is slightly cheaper than some of the city and significantly cheaper than some other city in Australia. So the bachelor degrees and master degree for Flinders I also put on the right hand side to give you an idea about what is the cost to study and live in Adelaide. And if your students to think about getting a part-time jobs, in South Australia, there's staff shortage across businesses. So actually, few years ago, Study Adelaide, they launched a program called Job Shop. So as you might know, international students, they actually have a SAM working rights. So they can work 48 hours per fortnight, or during semester break, they can actually work unlimited hours. So the state government, they actually come up with these programs called Job Shop. This is a dedicated for international students who look for part-time and casual jobs. So if you go to this website called Job Shop, and then you can just browse around, it's very convenient because let's say if your student want to work for the government, want to work in HK, and because today we are talking about nursing, so I would actually highly recommend that when your student when they are studying, actually if they have time to find a part time, they can actually start to work in this related field, what we call. So they can start to build a connection. They have a bit of understanding about the industry. So once they complete their study, it's very easy for them to secure jobs in Adelaide as a nurse. So if they want to study, let's say if your students not only want to study nursing, but education as a teacher, so they've got some jobs here. And the pay is quite high. So for example, Adelaide Venue Management, they paid about $34 per hour, which is quite a good pay, a good part-time income for students while they are studying. And the interesting about this program is all the employer, when they are joining on board, Study Adelaide actually have one-on-one meeting with all the employer. So they know students are international students background, the student English might not as good, the students need a bit more time to adapt to the culture. So they will be more patient and giving more opportunity and support to the staff working over there. So this is some of the programs that your students can actually benefit if they decide to study in Adelaide. So having said that, that's about the city. give you a bit of snapshot about how good Adelaide is, but this is about Flinders. So Flinders Uni, we are ranked number one in SA for student support, over experience, skill development, and teaching quality. So as you might know, some universities have a very different categories, or we say their focus is a bit different. For Flinders, we categorize ourselves as more student center, which means the Flinders support itself is we put students at the priority. We want to make sure students have a good support, have a good learning experience, and receive a good support from Flinders. In terms of ranking, we rank number two in the world, and there's a very interesting thing is in the past 5 years, we are the top 10 universities receiving the government funding in research. So this exactly means that how good the university is in terms of a ratios that we are considered as a medium to small uni, but we are receiving such a big funding from the government research. Some data and other things I want to share with you is about this. So Study Adelaide, as I mentioned just now, is the government entity. So every year they will organize an international student awards to recognize the outstanding and the excellent students in South Australia. So among all institutions in South Australia, Flinders Universities, our students actually win the prize from become the best international student of the year in 2016, 18, 19, 2021, 2022, and 2024, which means we actually Flinders produced the most best international students in the state of South Australia, and this is something that we are very proud of. Before we going into the program itself, I want to give you some updates about Flinders, and I think this will be quite beneficial for you as well. So in terms of the assessment level, we are now back to assessment level 1, and we are able to accept IELTS 1 skill retake for all program. And we also accept Duolingo for most program, unfortunately, except for nursing and medicines. And a lot of the programs, we also launched a 20% Kickstart scholarship for 2026 century. And this 20% Kickstart scholarship does not require GPA, which means as long as you meet the entry requirement, you will be receiving the 20% scholarship. And in terms of nursing, we got another good news. If your student is looking for nursing program, so the nursing board in Australia actually changed their requirement to become a registered nurse. And Flinders, we follow the requirement from the nursing board. So what we do is we follow the English requirement, and our writing, we have dropped to 6.5 to match with the entry. So over 7.0, listening, reading, speaking 7.0, and writing is 6.5. And remember, we can accept IELTS 1 skill retake. And another thing is we are able to accept 2 tests sitting within 12 months, which means if your students took 2 IELTS or 2 PTE within 12 months, or both of the test result have a minimum over than 6.5 and no band lower than, have minimum over 7 and no band lower than 6.5, they can combine the 2 test results to meet the English requirement. So remember, one thing is the writing drop to 6.5. The second thing is you can combine 2 test sitting within 12 months to meet the entry for the English. And a bit of about Flinders that you know how our nursing is coming through. So Flinders started in 1966 and was named under the English navigator Flinders Matthew. And then throughout the year, we actually make a lot of history. So for example, if you're looking for nursing, we are the first nursing school in South Australia. And Flinders Medical Center is a public hospital, and we are the first university in Australia that co-located and integrated a university medical school and hospital. And we are the first uni in Australia that offer a bachelor of midwifery. So you might know in Australia, midwifery and nursing is 2 separate things. So the nurse there, midwifery is the one that support about the giving birth, right? So there are 2 different occupations. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we have made changes throughout the year. And now we are top 2%, and 2024 we rank 336 and etc. And at the moment, we have achieved a lot of things. We offer more than 500 different programs. We got five Rhodes Scholar, 26 Fulbright Scholars, one field medalist, and one Australian for the year. So all everything's here, Mac Flinders now, and this is our main campus now. It's called Bedford Park. And then we have on-campus accommodations. The first and only in South Australia that students have on-campus accommodations that is managed by Flinders University. And now we have six colleges, and one of the colleges that we are going to talk is College of Nursing and Health Science. And nursing, of course, accredited nationally and internationally, ranked 36 in the world. And we dig into some details to you. So we are the first nursing school in Australia, and we are one of the largest nursing school in Australia as well. And in South Australia, we are the only one have a teaching hospital. And students who study nursing, actually their placement started from year one. So a bit of course highlight. Okay, recognized by Nursing Board, we have integrated learning and a bit of fast fact that um, we are one of the first three institutions in Australia that offer the health education in tertiary sector. So let's dive into the facility. So this is the facility that we offer for Flinders students. So we have this one called Healthcare Stimulation Hub at STUD. And here is some of the mannequin that students will be using to learn while they are studying nursing with us. Or if they are studying midwifery, you can see at the top right corner. So that is the facility for students. And Flinders now using a lot of different technology. So for example, the HoloLens is augmented reality has embedded into the learning experience for students to provide some real life experience. And this is another thing that I quite like to share. It's called is TED tag. So this is the standard stimulator that it look a bit not real. So what happened is then we have made a lot of this we call silicone and to put on each character. So it's a body silicone that we put under all the mannequin to give them an identity. Because the experience said some students when they train in the room, but when they go to the real hospital, some people if they're aged, their skin is not that smooth, their skin color might not be as what you learn from the mannequin. So what they do is they want to provide some even more real experience. So they bought this body silicone to put in each mannequin. So all the mannequin will have the identity, whether they are the 60 years old African background, 30 years old Asian background, or 50 years old South Asian background, to give them a bit of real experience when they are practicing in the universities before they go to the real hospital. And for Flinders, the placement will start even from year one. So for the 3 years program, from year one, students already need to do a 10 days placement. Okay. And then year two, over the 2 semester, 20 days for each semester. In the year three, 40 days for each semester. And students don't have to look for the placement by themselves. The universities will arrange it for them. So it's a guaranteed placement. And throughout that periods, it might be a bit busy, as you can imagine, which you need to work as a full-time while you're doing the placement. And this is the program for Flinders. We have two different programs for nursing. One is called graduate entry. So this is focused for students who had a bachelor degree background. It cannot be a bachelor degree of nursing in Australia, but it can be any bachelor degree. And if their bachelor degree of nursing is in Thailand, then yes, they can come into this graduate entry 2 years. However, they will need to meet the prerequisites, which means they will need to learn one subject about body structures and function. So let's say if your students coming from Bachelor of Medical Science, most likely they will meet the entry. But let's say if they are studying from as a Bachelor of Accountants and they've been working as a banker for so many years. So obviously they are not going to meet the prerequisites. So what do? They can actually go to study a short course at Flinders called Anatomy and Physiology. Okay, this is an online model. Students can start anytime and finish anytime. and the duration is 4 weeks, and it's cost $707.70. So students just need to register here. Once they're completed, they'll be able to meet the prerequisite for the program. So this is the graduate entry, and of course IELTS, as we mentioned earlier. Another thing is pre-registrations. So this is quite standard for the high school graduates. So as long as you're coming from high school, then with the certain entry requirement, no prerequisite, no special subject requirement, but the students will need to take again the English test to meet the entry. So this is the options for students who want to study nursing. And for the job outlook, nursing is actually quite a high paid job in Australia. So for example, as a registered nurse, the median full-time earning per week, this is not monthly pay, this is weekly pay. It's about 2,156. So it's actually quite a very high paid jobs in Australia. So if your student doesn't make entry, direct entry, let's say from high school, cannot make entry into our bachelor degree, what we have here is Flinders Unviersity Academic, which is our pathway provider. So as you might know, Australia education system, year 10 or Malaysia is Form 4, and then you go to year 11, SMA2, sorry, forgot to put in here, O levels, and Matayom 5, then year 12 or IB A level, SMA3 or Matayom 6, or you can go through foundations, okay? Through that, then from this one, you go to bachelor degree in year 1, or you go to diploma, and then go to bachelor degree year 2, and go to master degree. Unfortunately, for Flinders, we yet to have a diploma of nursing, so students will either need to come from Matayom 6, or A levels, or IB, or SAT, or come from foundation. So if students coming to study foundation at Flinders, this is their timeline. So for nursing, we have 2 intakes for pre-registrations. One is the February or March, semester 1. One is the semester 2 in July. So if your students coming in June intake, let's say they finish Matayom 5, okay, they come in June intake, they study 8 months for foundations, and they will start their Bachelor of Nursing in February. If they start in October for their foundation, again, they study 8 months, and they will start in July. So this is how the timeline works. And what's about the foundation? So the foundation is studying some humanities, social science, research, English, introductions to the arts, mathematics, STEM related program, and depends on the intake, they might study 12 months or 8 months, but the subject they study will be the same. And because this is a standard study of foundation, which means the foundation students can package with any program. And yes, if they really wanted to change to different program, it's still possible. If student does not have the English to make direct entry to nursing, they can, and they already met the entry into the foundation, they can come to foundation first to package with nursing. Okay, and then before start the nursing program, they will need to submit the English test results. So when they come in foundation, they don't need IELTS 7, but before they start their nursing, they will need the IELTS 7. Okay, so the requirement, completion of grade 11s, IELTS 5.5, they can come in with the IELTS 5.5 and submit English later, duration and the fee. And about the scholarship, as long as they can get entry into foundation, 20% scholarship, and depends on their foundation results, they can get 15%, 25%, or 30%. Okay. And this is scholarship again, foundation to bachelor, pathway 20%, depends on their score 30%. However, if they're coming directly to the bachelor degree pre-registrations, remember we talked about the Kickstart scholarship, which means as long as students get offer that get at least 20% Kickstart scholarship. If they're coming with SAT 1,100s, 25% scholarship. We got excellent scholarship for students with IB 28 or SAT 1 to 60 or A level CCC. They get 30% scholarships. And if they are really, really excellent students, they can even apply for the 50% Vice Chancellor scholarship. And this will require separate applications, but the 20 and 30 will come in automatically. And again, Bachelor of Nursing, the graduate entry, the 2 years degree is excluded in this scholarship. So that's pretty much I wrap up for these sessions about nursing. Of course, we got some very good students, community culture club for students to really enjoy their time while they're studying at Flinders. But if any questions, feel free to check with us.
Thank you, Mason. Thank you so much. All right. I think wow, the presentation, we've actually got 4 minutes more to spare, which is actually very impressive. Thank you so much. Just some questions on my own, right? Like I remember, I think I saw that you mentioned because I kept on promoting about your Kickstart scholarship the whole time. But
Scholarship.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's just wanted to, because I think you also mentioned about the other scholarship, which is as I can recall, the not vice chancellor, the
the
excellent
Go
scholarship
Beyond
and
scholarship. Yeah.
the global Go Beyond scholarship. Ah, okay, so that one is technically
Yeah.
still available for July intake and next July intake, right?
Yes, so this scholarship is still available. So the thing about it, like the kickstart is like a baseline. So it's to encourage students to start their university. So there's no GPA requirement. If their result is slightly, better, then they're eligible for a higher range of scholarship, which let's say if you're A levels, then CCC, you get the 30% excellent scholarship. And DDC for A levels, then you can get 25% scholarship.
I see, I see. But oh, okay, I think it's that. So but let's say some students want to study Bachelor of Nursing and Bachelor of Nursing graduate entry, they'll still be eligible for the
Uh-huh.
Kickstart and also the Go Beyond, except for the Vice Chancellor, right?
So for the Bachelor of Nursing graduate entry, so that one is excluded from our scholarship. So unfortunately, this 2 years graduate degree is not available for scholarship, but the standard 3 years, this is available for scholarship.
Sure, no problem.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Any other questions and answers? You can still put them on in the Q&A box down below here. Very quick one.
Yep.
Oh, I think we got a question over here. What is the tuition fee?
Oh, interesting. I think I have missed that out to include in my slides. So for the tuition fee, I can put in here right for you. Uh, okay, so this is so for the tuition fee for nursing program. Okay, so this is our brochures. I can share with you with a better feel for all the program. So for the nurse. Where is it? So the tuition fee, this is for 2026, and for nursing is 44,300. That is for semester, um this for 2026 entry. So if let's say the students got quite good results and get 30% scholarship with Matayom 6 or A levels, then every year the 30% scholarship throughout the whole duration. So which means every year when they pay the tuition fee, they will have a discount of 30%.
Okay, great, no problem.
So yeah, I think that would be a quite a straight and easy one.
Mm-hmm. I think we've got time for one or two more questions. Come on, guys, make advantage about this.
Mhm.
But I think I do know interesting, like even for students I think another thing that I want to mention is that Bachelor of Nursing for the pre-registration is also available for direct entry for this July intake, right, Mason?
Yeah. Okay, Angie, for your question about the foundation, right? Yes, students will need to take the IELTS again to get in. So let's say if they are looking for direct entry, then they will need the IELTS as over here, IELTS 7, speaking, reading, listening 7, writing 6.5. If student do foundation, we doesn't require that when they're entering into foundation. If they already have an IELTS that meeting the entry when they start foundation, then they don't need to retake the IELTS again. But make the foundation entry, but does not have the English to make the nursing, we still able to issue the offer letter, the package offer letter with foundation, but there will be a condition that students will need to resubmit the English test to make the entry for nursing program. Good. Mm.
All right, all good.
For Bachelor of Medicine, student complete degree from Australia. Does she still need IELTS? Okay. If for medicines program, you are looking, if student already have a bachelor degree in Australia, you'll be looking at this. He's called Doctor of Medicine. Where's my Doctor of Medicine? Um, doc- yeah. Students will be looking, don't need to retake IELTS. Okay. Students who complete a bachelor degree in Australia will meet English for all program except for nursing, if that makes sense. So, in short, Australia degree meet entry English for all program except for nursing. Yeah, if finish the Bachelor of Business in Australia, then if looking for Doctor of Medicines, then we'll able to meet English requirement directly. Unless they apply for nursing, then we'll still require IELTS. So good.
Yep, all good, Mason. All right, thank you
Okay.
so much for your time, Mason. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Thank you, everyone. I
Thank
have
you,
to
everyone. All
run.
right, thank
My
you.
anything.
Sure.
Yep. See.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, everyone, just a reminder, the next session will be available at 10 a.m. session. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.